And welcome back, my fellow Silent Hill tourists, to, well, let's play Silent Hill. Last time, we cleared out the Nightmare Hospital, got a whole bunch of exposition, and now we're back in the Nightmare world. Our current goal is to actually get back to the hospital once again and talk to Lisa. We want to see if she knows an alternative route to the Silent Hill Lake, as all of the main routes, have been cut off. Incidentally, the name of the lake in Silent Hill is Toluca Lake. I don't know if it's ever formally named in this game, but it is named in Silent Hill too. Anyway, we're just going to ignore everything that we can come across. I've got the rifle equipped preemptively for the boss fight that we're going to be dealing with. Yeah, there are tons of night flutters, tons of rompers, but we can mostly just avoid them. Okay, and as soon as you enter the Alchemilla Hospital gate, quickly start moving forward, as there are a bunch of worm heads in that plaza, much like the groaners that were here when we got here initially. Alright, let's head back to the examination room and see if Lisa is still hanging out here. Just one interesting thing, on the other side, that doorway led to a stairwell, but now it leads back to the entrance, so bit of chaotic architecture in the Nightmare Hospital.
Harry!
Glad you're okay.
Thank God you came back. I was scared to be here all alone.
I'm here now. I was worried too. I'm real happy to see you. Lisa, can you tell me how to get to the lake?
The lake? You take Bachman Road.
The road's blocked.
Well, that's the only way out there.
Are you sure? There's gotta be another way.
Wait! I just remembered something!
What?
There's a waterworks over by my old elementary school. It's been abandoned for years. There's an underground tunnel out there used for inspections or something. I remember hearing it runs all the way to the lake.
Really? You think I can get to the lake from there?
I've never been down in there myself, so I'm not positive. Besides, it's all fenced off to keep people out.
If there's a chance, I've got to try.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you.
No. Somehow I feel I'm not supposed to leave this place. Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold.
Look, just wait here a little longer. I'll be back as soon as I find my daughter.
Harry?
Lisa's behaving a bit erratically. It's a bit odd that she doesn't want to leave this place at all, but I suppose that's none of our business. I'm sure she has her reasons. Anyways, let's get out of here and head back towards the school. Hopefully we can get into that waterworks that she mentioned. Of course, once we leave the hospital, we'll find something strange has happened. First off, those worm heads are gone. But second of all, the route that we just took to get here, it's completely collapsed. Fenced off with barbed wire, and our only way to go is forward to the stairwell that leads to the roof of the building across the hospital. Wonder what is going on here. Well, once you head up this stairwell, I do think it's kind of funny, this just happens randomly, there's not really any reason for it. But, heading up the stairwell, we've got a giant moth, and this guy's pretty easy, so we just want to take a rifle shot, then strafe in a direction that'll avoid his stinger, and we just want to keep pumping rifle shots into him. I'm gonna wait for a bit for him to do another attack. There we... Oh! Okay, hold on. Gonna have to heal there. Ooh, yeah. So, let's take a rifle shot, do a strafe, rifle shot, and strafe. And if you've got this just right, you'll get him into a sort of loop where he constantly tries to attack you, and you're strafing. One thing to note about the rifle is that you cannot actually move while you have it aimed. It's the only weapon that does not allow you to back up or do true strafing while firing. You have to drop the aim to use the strafes. Ugh, I'm having terrible luck getting hit by that puke. It's not a huge deal, though. We've got so many healing items. I've actually been doing pretty good on my damage for most of this playthrough. Had some unfortunate encounters in the school, but nothing too terrible. And there we go. I think that was like, what, around 16 shots or so? I used to use the shotgun for this boss, but he seems to be somewhat resistant to it. It takes around like 30 shotgun blasts to take him out, and it's just much slower if you aren't just constantly taking hits. Once we defeat him, we are teleported back to, well, I was going to say normal Silent Hill, but I guess as normal as Silent Hill can be. Let's see how much rifle ammunition we use there. Pretty much all of it. Alright, so I'll get my, well, actually, you know what? For reasons, I'm just going to get the emergency hammer out right now. I was kind of hoping we'd get through that fight without all the rifle ammo. So let's see, we started with 6, had, let's see, 18 shots in reserve, so that's 24 shots altogether, and I have 3 left, so took 21 rifle shots to take that guy out, so pretty durable boss, but not anything too difficult. Like I said, I used to use the shotgun, but normally the shotgun at point blank is much stronger than the rifle, or decently stronger. I'd say like about 50% stronger, but in that one specific case, it does not seem to do that much damage to the boss. One of the more interesting things that happens when we try to return to the school is this is one of the few moments in the game where Silent Hill decides to cut out some of the running and actually just fast travels us back to the school, so we don't have to go all the way back to Kim Gordon's house, so, you know, no more experimental noise rock on our way back. So this is the waterworks. She did mention that it is gated off, and it looks like there's some kind of padlock on here. But Harry takes a closer look at it. This one's pretty rusty, so we can just take a swing at it with our hammer and bust it right open. You can also shoot the lock if you want, and if I was playing on Next Fear with a bullet just turned on, I probably would just whip out the rifle and shoot it, because that blasts it open in one shot, but not an option. So let's get into the waterworks. Waterworks, sometimes erroneously referred to as the sewers, though it's not really a sewer, it's more of an aqueduct. Which I realize an aqueduct are the bigger sewers, but the game doesn't refer to this as the sewers, but this one has a pretty notorious and interesting gimmick, which will become apparent as we get a little bit deeper into it. So I actually want to be careful. Now, you probably hear some noises there. Those are the crawler enemies. Yeah, unfortunately, could not get that one as I was hoping. But you'll notice our radio is not going off. The underground, or the waterworks, your radio, its signal, cannot detect enemies, and that's a bit unfortunate for us, because we've got a lot of nasty enemies in this place. Okay. These are hanging scratchers, one of the most dangerous enemies in the game. So, yeah, let's just kick that guy down. Okay, that guy died from gunfire, but these guys can kill you ridiculously fast. They do enough damage to kill Harry in 4 hits from full health, and we have to be aware of their unique noises that they make when they're waddling around, because our radio will not warn us that they're there. One other thing that's kind of interesting about them is that they have an extremely lengthy death animation, the longest one in the game. It takes like 3 to 4 seconds for them to fully lie down and die. If you deplete their health before that animation completes, they will truly be dead, but it does take a while. But there is a certain exploit you can do with them regarding that on a 10-star run, if you feel it's necessary. We'll get into that when I actually cover doing 10-star runs, but it's pretty irrelevant right now. Got a nice cache of items to collect here. Also got some rifle shells to replace the ammunition that we depleted, which I may or may not have to take a couple smart shots with the rifle while we're going through here. Now, I took a left when we entered the main aqueduct from where we were when we fought those 2 hanging scratchers. If you took a right, you'd come across a locked gate. We need to go this way in order to locate a key to that gate. So, heading all the way over here. You can just head through this. Fortunately, there's not too many enemies in this first section of the waterworks, so don't have to worry too much about that. Heading over this lengthy route. Yeah, this is one of the tenser sections in the game, because this is an extremely dark area, loaded with enemies that you can't necessarily know where they are until they know where you are, and they're very dangerous. Oh, you know, I never paid attention to what the map calls, so I guess people have a reason to call this a sewer. I'm sorry. I did not mean to disparage anybody. Now, if you look over there, you can probably see something in the darkness. You may be wondering why the hanging scratchers are called that. Well, you'll notice Harry is aiming his gun upward. Let's see. Yep, got it. And needs a kick. But yes, the hanging scratchers can hang from the ceiling. I only shot that one just because I wanted to demonstrate. That's one of their gimmicks. Most of the hanging scratchers you come across actually are not hanging from the ceiling, so I guess it still is something of a misnomer, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, luckily they have very distinct stepping noises, so it's pretty easy to hear them coming. I'll just walk into this guy. Yeah, make sure he's dead. Okay, we do want to be mindful of our handgun ammunition. Yeah, we do not have much to play around with. I actually do kind of want to conserve my shotgun ammo, but we have some to take some discretionary shots with it. And then by the time we're going to want to do a lot more combat, I can switch to saving my shotgun ammo, and then switch over to rifle ammo. Yeah, there is actually a boss fight that I want to use the shotgun for over the rifle. Heading over this way. Let's see. We got a couple of creepers there, so let's go back to the handgun. Much easier to deal with these things with this. And unfortunately, could not switch my aim all that quickly. If I had bullet adjust, this is where you start using the rifle heavily, and it's so satisfying. It's wasteful, but satisfying to just blast those cockroaches with a single rifle shot and watch them die immediately. Get a first aid kit here. We're probably going to need plenty of those going through here. This area can go terribly very quickly. You can also skip that ladder climbing animation with the start button if you so desire. Get another first aid kit here, just loading up on the healing items. Fortunately, well, the game becomes a bit stingier with ammo at this point. It is still fairly generous with healing items, so as long as you aren't getting too overwhelmed. Let me see, a bit lost on where I'm going here. This is not the right way, but I forget if there's anything at the end of the hallway here. I think, yeah, this is just blocked off. Which is unfortunate, because a hanging scratcher just dropped down, so he might be coming after us. Oh, nope. Oh, hey. But yeah, that's some nasty damage right there. Let's get the shotgun out now. I was kind of hoping I could avoid fighting this guy, but no dice. That should take him out, though. 2 point-blank shotgun shells. I can't imagine he'd be able to survive that, and I'm forgetting which way we need to go. Yeah, he's just done. Alright. We'll leave that guy to his devices. Should he drop down, we'll be out of his attack range by then, so we won't have to worry about him too much. Re-equipping the handgun, because we'll have some more creepers coming up here. I believe it's this third hallway. When you start seeing an upward incline, okay, it's not this one, it's the next one, yeah, upward incline. And there's 2 more a little bit deeper in. Okay. And yeah, right here. And just refocus our aim so we can switch targets. Or you can press left. I find when you've definitively killed an enemy, just dropping your aiming stance and then retaking it, that'll be much more effective for switching targets. Alright, we're actually almost done with the sewers. Whoop. Hey. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe that'll kill him. Yes. Okay. So 8 handgun bullets will take these things down. I still want to keep the handgun out. We're coming up at a situation where, depending on how it goes, I want the shotgun equipped. But for right now, we can stick to the handgun, just because when you're not fighting hanging scratchers, there's tons of creepers going around. Shotgun is overkill for these things. 2 handgun bullets takes them out, no problem. I could also be stomping them, but it takes more time to do that, and we've got plenty of spare handgun ammunition. This might very well be the last time I actually use the handgun. We're kind of passing the point where we're going to be doing a ton of combat. There's one more area where we'll be doing a lot of fighting, and then the last area where we'll be doing a lot of fighting, we'll have enough rifle ammo to just screw around with that. Once again, I'm taking a specific route here. From when we exit that hallway, we want to hang a right. If we go to the left, there will be a locked door that we cannot pass, so... Alright, so at the end of the walkway here, got this little collapse section. And if you observe the water where the bloodstain is, you can see a sewer exit key. But you were probably expecting, yeah, it's not going to be that easy. Yeah, take that, and these things come in. Fortunately, hanging scratchers, not terribly aggressive when they first appear. Okay, I took a hit there. That's not too big a deal. We do want to health drink that off. It's not apparent, but again, hanging scratchers deal tons of damage. One other thing I'd like to remark on for this area is that hanging scratchers, if you leave the areas that they appear in, they actually respawn infinitely. So if you so desired, oh dear, yeah, that was a lot of enemies. We're already keeping our momentum here, so let's just run past those things. When you hear that banging noise, that means that a hanging scratcher just burst through the ceiling and it's right down behind you. We've got a ton of hanging scratchers here, but fortunately they don't aggro until you get in close. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he was right by the door. Alright, once again we'll use another health drink. Just use them up. We've got so many at this point. I would have to play supremely carelessly to end up needing or running out of them. But we're out of the waterworks. Yeah, not a terribly difficult area once you know what to do, but if you let yourself get overwhelmed by the hanging scratchers, you can die in a hurry in that place. Those things are just nasty. But we have come out in the Silent Hill Resort area. This is the area that is really meant to attract the tourists. We'll find a lot of shops and, well, some interesting shops and a bar here. And also it leads to the wharf area where people who've come here for boating vacations can take their boats out onto the lake. Okay, another first aid kit here. Nice, nice. You also notice that we got some rifle ammo there, so we got a decent supply of that coming back up. And over on this tourist station, you can find a map, so let's see. Yeah, I got a bar to check out and a little store called the Indian Runner, a burger place, a park. Nice little place here, and it looks like there's a motel. Now, we want to head towards the wharf to progress the game, but there's an optional quest you can do in this area, and this is actually where you reach the point where you influence the ending of the game, and if you want the good ending, then we have to do this little quest. Our first order of business is to head to Annie's bar. Oh, geez. Yeah, there are rompers hanging out around here. If you happen to run right into them, they're just gonna knock you over, but, well, actually, hold on a sec.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm beat. I thought I was a goner there. So how'd it go? Did you find a way out?
No, not yet. How about you?
Zip. But it's too soon to give up. This craziness can't go on forever. A military rescue squad should be here any time now. If they come through the town, we're home free.
I hope so.
I better get going. This isn't the time to stand around flapping our gums.
Do you know a girl called Alessa?
No.
As I was saying, if you blunder into a romper, it is pretty easy to just end up being grabbed by them. But we rescued Michael Kaufman. It's been a little bit since we've seen him, 2 videos ago to be precise, and he looked like he was in a hurry to be out of here. He also seems pretty confident that the military is going to come to rescue us, which I think he's confused about which horror game series he's in, but that's neither here nor there. But if you notice, during that cutscene, looks like he dropped a little folder. But we get a key here. It looks like there's the number 3 on it. And we get a receipt. That also looks like it has some numbers written on it. Let's take a closer look at that and see where it's from. Alright, so it's from that little general store we saw, the Indian Runner, 0473. Well, we can only speculate what that means. Looks like some kind of code, though. Now that we've rescued Kaufman from certain doom. He seemed to be up the creek without a paddle there. The next order of business is to head to the store that receipt came from, the Indian Runner. And before we head out, I'm not as familiar with the resort area as I am with the rest of the game, so I have to usually check my map. Alright, we want to hang a right, then turn right onto Craig Street and follow that down. And then we can get into the Indian Runner once we come to the next road. But this whole section that I'm about to do, it is optional, and it is a sequence that you have to do if you want to get a specific ending in the game, or rather, two specific endings. This is tied to two endings, the good ending and the good plus ending, and you need to see the whole quest through. You can't just rescue Kaufman and call it a day. Alright, so that romper is just going to have to wait while I input this code. But yes, we've got a rotary lock here, and you can probably guess what the password is, 0473. Let's just quickly mash the button to get in the door so we don't get mauled. And we are in the Indian Runner. Now, this section of the quest actually is completely optional. You do not have to come here. However, it's pretty difficult to know what to do if you don't come here on your first playthrough, so we do want to do this. First off, just grab some rifle ammunition, by far the biggest boon of coming here. Looks like there's a journal here. He came by. I handed over the package that the woman left here, September 12th. He showed up at Norman's, too. I don't want to be involved with the likes of them anymore, but I'm getting creeped out even more than before. Thought of leaving town, but I'm afraid what will happen if I do. Wonder what kind of business this guy was wrapped up in. A couple other things to check out here after we grab all the items. You can open up this drawer. And some kind of key. Safe key. Convenient that it tells us what it is, too. So we walk up to the safe. We can utilize the safe key. And again, this whole area is optional. You don't have to do this. Opening up the safe. And it turns out Sybil wasn't completely off base here. There is, in fact, some kind of drug smuggling operation going on in Silent Hill. How relevant it is to the events that are going on right now, though, who can say? Let's see. Got a shopping list here. Kind of fun, kind of an ironic thing to find in a general store. 0886. Now this is the reason that you want to come here on your first playthrough. You need to get that door code. However, on future playthroughs, that door code never changes. It is always 0886. So once you know that code, you can just go straight to the door that you need it for. And that's why the Indian Runner is just a completely optional place. With that taken care of, now we can get to our final leg of this quest here and finally finish it off. Where we need to go next is the motel. Specifically, we need to get around to the rear of the motel and get to the back entrance because, as you can see, well, as you'll see now, there is a door panel by it and 0886. Hit the enter. One of the few times where there's a numerical code in this series where you actually have to press the enter button after putting it in correctly. And we are in the rear entrance of the motel. If you were to go around to the front and enter the parking lot area, you'd not be able to get into the motel office because the door is locked. Got a magnet here. Can't even imagine what we'd need that for. A little cozy restroom, or not restroom, a little cozy break room they have in the rear office there. There's not too much interesting inside this check-in station for the motel. But the reason we want to go in here is to get that door unlocked, and once that's done, we can get out into the hotel. This section, you do not need to do anything special to get into, and you remember we got that Kaufman key with a 3 on it? Well, we can assume, yep, goes to room 3 at the motel. Now, this part, if you did not go through the motel office, you would be shanghaied because you push this shelf right here and examine this little crack in the floorboard. There's something that glints inside, but Harry's fists are just way too big to reach through that and grab that. Fortunately, we have the power of magnetism at our hands, so we can just drop this down here and fish this key out. Nice. Get the motorcycle key here. Now, where could we find a motorcycle? Well, I didn't draw too much attention to it, but adjacent to the motel office, or rather, the motel office connects to a small garage. Inside that garage, were we to check it out before I came out here, we would see a motorcycle. So, let's go check that out with this key. Okay. And yeah, now I've kind of exhausted everything there is to say about this quest now. We're at the home stretch for this, and once we're done with it, we can continue on with what we were intending to do, which is getting to the lake. Heading out into the office here. First off, we just want to grab some additional items. Health drink and some shotgun shells. Could always use more of those. Well, actually, at this point, we don't really need any more health drinks, but I like grabbing them. And let's use up this key on this motorcycle. Opening up the motorcycle, Harry, I guess, opens up, I'm actually not sure what he opens up. Like, either there's a storage trunk on it, or he opens up the gas tank, and there's a glass vial inside it. I'm not really sure where he uses the key. Hey, yeah. Well, I'm just taking your word for it. At the very least, it has a red liquid like we found there.
Give me that.
What is this?
That's none of your business. Instead of messing with that, how about coming up with a way to get out of here? You shouldn't be hanging around here goofing off. What do you think you're doing? You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here.
Okay, take it easy.
Unless you want to die, keep your mind on business. Got it?
That was not a waste of time at all, Harry. Now that we've completed that quest fully, you can't just rescue Dr. Kaufman. We have put ourselves on track to get the good ending of the game. But man, what a personality turnaround. I mean, he seemed a little detached and not too concerned about Harry's well-being, but man, he was a real jerk that time. Something really agitated him about us finding that. I guess it makes sense that we do have to find that to get the good ending, though, because he did leave his room key behind, and he wouldn't be able to get the motorcycle key without that, so I guess it all makes a little bit of sense. Although, once he realized he lost the key, you'd think it would be pretty obvious where he might have dropped it, the one place where he got into a situation where he could potentially lose some belongings. Now that that's all taken care of, we can get out of the resort area and head to the wharf, but before we do, we just want to stop off here, because there is another health drink. Again, could always use more of those. And some rifle shells. Good stuff. Now we've got enough rifle ammo that we can take some discretionary shots with it, should the situation arise. I'm not too overly concerned about it, though. Anyways, heading out to the wharf.
What's this? Oh! Oh!
Yeah, I have a feeling the situation's getting a bit more dire. This is the first time that the Otherworld shift has happened right before our eyes. There was no kind of transition, no instance of Harry falling unconscious. It just shifted over. Anyway, we need to get to a specific section of the wharf. There is a little boat dock. Hey, Romper, get off of me. There's a little boat dock that we need to get onto, and from there we'll be able to find our destination. Alright, we're fine. At this point, I'd highly recommend just skipping everything. There's tons of enemies, and it's not worth your time to fight them unless you're doing a 10-star run. Oh, jeez. Getting a little careless here. Whoa, whoa, hey. Yeah, let myself get cornered. Okay, okay. Now we use a health drink. Let's turn over here. Yeah, there's so many wormheads on this dock, but don't worry too much about them. Once you start moving, they have so much difficulty hitting you. This is actually my least favorite section of the game, because as you probably noticed, the frame rate has really tanked due to the visual effects, so this whole section runs at like 12 frames per second or worse, depending on how much is on screen, and it is not exactly the finest moment for the PlayStation's processing power. Alright, now we found a little houseboat. Let's get into this and get away from all the stuff that's trying to kill us. Jeez. Oh, whoa. Hey. I see you've seen better days. So many crucified corpses in this town.
Sybil.
Harry!
How did you get back here?
I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence?
Yeah. I'm glad you made it. I was worried about you.
You were worried? Where did you disappear to? Never mind. I want to know what's going on here. What is with this town?
This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy and I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. But now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the other world. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading, trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about.
Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it.
Well, what's making this happen?
I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there.
There?
Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere and she needs my help.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
Sybil,
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
Dahlia Gillespie.
Was it not as I said? I see it all now. Yes, everything. Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. I knew this day would come. And what's more, the task is almost finished. There's only 2 left. To seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
So what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple. Stop the demon. The demon taking that child's form. Stop it before your daughter becomes a sacrifice. Before it is too late. Stop it! Stop it!
What do I do?
Go to the lighthouse on the lake. And to the center of the amusement park. Make haste. You are the only hope.
Look, Harry. I really don't get what's going on. But if there's a chance we can save your daughter, I'm in. I'll check out the amusement park. You go to the lighthouse.
Sybil, thanks.
You will need to use it.
Use what?
The flowers. Only with that can you stop it.
What about Sybil?
Not exactly sure where Dahlia went there, because as you quickly find out when we go through that door ourselves, there is no way back to the mainland from there, but whatever, that is neither here nor there. We got quite a bit of an exposition dump there, and Sybil is slowly starting to realize that maybe things are on the up and up in Silent Hill, although she still maintains a not-so-healthy degree of skepticism, perhaps. And we have been directed to head to the lighthouse while Sybil checks out the amusement park. What will we find there? Well, that remains to be seen, but I think this is a good opportunity to save our game and end the video. We are on the boat, and when we leave, we will be heading to the lighthouse. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, goodbye.